Hello class, my name is Ryan Gustafson and I'm here to talk about my project. I was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky, but my family's from Chicago. I came to Eastern Kentucky on becoming a history teaching major. I had two brothers and two older brothers, I should say. All three of us went to Trinity High School back in Louisville, and our father actually ended up coaching there for 15 years. I always wanted to be a teacher because I see myself as the help to educate the minds of tomorrow and being able to have a positive effect on a student's life. I've always wanted to truly be a teacher because of those two reasons. I've always wanted to be the actual reason why the kids are learning. I wanted to be that role model for those kids, and I've always striven to be that way. Um, my life dream is to actually go back to Trinity and have my doctorate and be a full time professor or a full time teacher there. A lot of what's really common as a teacher at Trinity is being a full time teacher at the high school and then having a side job being an assistant professor at a college, and that's also what I'd like to do. So moving forward, we're going to go on to my website, and my website is zooniverse.org. Zooniverse is a website that allows for teachers to not only set up PowerPoints and articles and note cards of some sort, but it's more or less used as an observation site. It's a very interactive observation site. So, looking at the website, we have you go in on the home site and it has all different types of subjects from arts to medicine. So, since I'm a history teacher, we'll go ahead and click on the history. So, I clicked on history, and you have basic tabs like decoding the Civil War or measuring the Anzacs, or we'll use Operation War Diary. So what Zooniverse actually does, it's a give or take, it's a online folder source for anything, including that subject. So with history, it has tons of different kind of interactive PowerPoints and articles and journals and note cards that allows the students to physically annotate and analyze and observe and take constant notes on and consistently be able to go back to this website and have them use it so that they're not only using it as a reference, but they continue to use it for the class so that they will be able to bring something new to class every day for a discussion. So if I click on Get Started, I'll skip the tutorial. So you see, you pull up a journal article that's a legitimate primary source from this time period. So it's a war diary during the World War II. So you're looking around and you have a place with a date, and then it has a summary of what that journal was about. So this would be really unique for my students to have them. The assignment could be, all right, guys, I want you to go home tonight and I want you to look up 3 different journals and I want you to be able to annotate at least 3 different parts of those journals and come back to class to have a discussion. So, again, this is a really, really unique website. I've never seen anything like this before, in all honesty. It's very, very cool. So I took screenshots on my laptop that shows obviously the homepage and the different journals and stuff. And when it comes to teaching, the website is not only useful for myself, but it helps the class. It's just very in-depth and it's very hands-on. It allows the student to push more to learn for towards that different time period, I should say. It's very, very interactive, and it really keeps the class involved, which is the whole point of using technology and trusting your class with technology. It's a very good source of technology in the classroom because it gives the students a new perspective on whatever topic you, as a teacher, is trying to teach them. Again, it'll modify your class. It'll make technology very dependent, and it will take away most of the web browsers. So you won't have to have your kids constantly go on Google and look up different stuff. It'll already be on Zooniverse, and you won't have to go outside of that website, which makes it very, very detrimental for the classroom. I definitely see Zooniverse as a very beneficial site for my classroom in the future. It is very, very useful towards online annotation and analyzation for historical documents, which is exactly what my class is going to be about. So this is definitely a a very useful website. Moving forward, we have my app. And with my app, it's called Duolingo. Duolingo is a app found in the Apple Store, and it truly is one of a kind. It's an app that's based off of kind of like Rosetta Stone. It's a language learner website, or app. And with this app, it's set up kind of like a flashcard type test and games that allows the user to build up points or coins that helps the student move forward in the app, so they learn the language more in depth. When I mean that, I'm saying as though the app does not allow the student to move on to the next part of that language until they have a 90% or above on every assignment. And I had to use this in my high school, and it was very, very, very useful. I learned more in using the app than I did my teacher, which is sad. But so you go to the homepage on Duolingo if you're using it on a laptop. You have, you got to go back to the main page. So if you go back, you can pick all different types of languages, and you click on home, and there's every language you can think of. So I clicked on German, so we'll go back to German, and it'll have, so this is what it's always going to be like. It's set up as a quiz, and it's kind of like a matching quiz. So it'll say select translation of man, and it pulls up 3 different types of things. Clearly, a man's not water or bread, so this must be the answer. And you click on it, and there you go. It says you are correct. This is a really, really basic format of what Duolingo is about. It's also very hands-on, and the whole point of being a teacher, in my eyes, is to be very hands-on with your students. So trusting your students to be hands-on is the key. Continuing on, we have, I see it as a very useful app for a teacher because it kind of cuts back on you having to give the kids physical papers and physical assignments and saying, okay, I want you to spend the next 3 days doing homework on find 20 different vocabulary words in German on Google, and I want you to translate them and use them in 20 different sentences. That's pointless. The whole point of Duolingo is to have the kids learn the basics, which is perfect. You learn the basics through the app, trusting the kids that they will do it, so that when the kids come to class the next day, you can have a more appropriate setup for your classroom learning that language. When you get the basics of anything, it allows you to move forward quickly, which is definitely what any teacher would want to do in a situation that they have a language involved. This is a very, very positive thing to use for an app. It allows the kids to be very attentive, and in order to get anything done in a classroom, you have to have your kids attentive. So I definitely see this as a very positive app to use as well, and I'm glad I got to show you all my presentation. Thank you.